Hey, let's have some mead. What? I'm out of mead? Let's make some. Okay guys, as you saw, I'm out of mead. I like to drink mead. I found that out. But I'm not just making mead for me to drink. I'm making it so that it be medicinal. You know, mead, alcohol has been used for purifying water, keeping herbs, medicinal herbs, and their properties for years and years. And it's a great drink. I'm not gonna lie about it. I always thought, you know, somebody drink mead is kind of an uppity person, but I guess I'm an uppity person because I like mead. And it's real simple to make. And that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna make a gallon. So stay tuned. This hobby can be really inexpensive. Now, what you see here is about $100 worth of product. And a lot of it is not necessary. Some of it is. One of the things that is necessary is a scientific cylinder and a hydrometer. This is to take your gravities. Your gravities is what's going to be giving you your ABV volume of your alcohol. Okay, we want to know that. You have an auto siphon. Now most kits, if you buy a kit, will come up with auto siphons. And it's very simple. You just stick this into your product and you push this and it will siphon the liquid through into another vessel. We won't be needing this today. I just wanted to show it to you. If you don't have a 1 gallon fermenter, these are fairly relatively cheap. The screw on top, and you need an S valve. This will keep out the bad critters and let the CO2 and other hydrogen and other vapors out. It's very, very simple. Okay, if you didn't have this and you just screwed the lid down tight, you're making a bottle bomb. This thing will explode. It's very simple. That's basically all you need. So if you have this stuff laying around, now you know what you can do. What we're going to do is make a mead. Just a traditional little mead, okay? We're going to use 2.5 pounds of honey, as you can tell, brand new bottle of honey. We're going to take it, we're going to flip it, put it in there. Now I said 2.5 pounds, I meant 3. This is actually a 3-pound bottle. So we're going to let this pour out, and I'll come back when it's done. 2, 1. All right guys, the honey's just about out of here, but I paid for this. Y'all know how I am, I'm frugal. This is a cup of warm water that it has been turned into black tea. Black tea. It doesn't matter what kind of black tea it is. You want black tea. You don't want this for the taste, you want it for the tannins. The tannins is what gives you that puckering feel in your mouth. That's where you're going to get it. So I'm going to take the tea bag out, and yes, everything's been sanitized, by the way, in a solution of Starzan to the recommended amount by the manufacturer, and I'm going to pour this hopefully inside here and all over my cutting board, but that's all right. The amount of tea does not matter, just that you have tea in here. I'm going to put the lid back on, and I'm going to shake it up. This is going to get this honey to release. This is warm tea, a little bit more blood pressure, blood temperature tea. I'm going to pour this directly in here on the mead. Now, the foam you're seeing is actually oxidization, and that's a good thing at the beginning of brews. Believe it or not, you want your yeast to have oxygen when it first starts. That will help it out in the long run. After fermentation starts, you don't want any oxygen. That will actually add flavors into your fermentation. It doesn't matter if it's beer, ale, cider, whiskey, whatever you're going to be fermenting. It will actually cause an off flavor, and it can lead to infections. If it leads to infections, your brew's done, basically. You got to throw it all out. And even though this is a cheap mead, and I'm going to show you the price on all this, still, that's 3 pounds of honey. that by itself is $21. Okay? So that we don't want to waste it. What we're going to do now is add some good drinking water. Notice I said drinking water, not spring water, not distilled water, drinking water. And we're going to fill this up to about there. I'm starting out with 96 ounces of water. That makes it 3/4 of a gallon of water. 3 pounds of honey will give you the other 1/4 of a gallon. So when all this is mixed up together, we're going to have exactly 1 gallon. So let's get this stirred up. And what you want to do is you just want to stir this up until it's really got good and gone. Now if you had a regular classic fermenter like the one I have over there, you can just take it and shake it up. I don't have that because I bought a bunch of bungs and they don't fit. So I'm going to have to buy the next bunch down. Now if you didn't want to spend all your time doing this, you could just stop right here. And that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop. The reason why I'm going to stop is because the yeast is going to get to everything. It doesn't matter how well it's mixed up. It's going to get to everything. It may take a little longer, but it will get to everything. Yeah, see, I got pure honey coming off there. Maybe I should mix it up just a little bit more. Not too awfully more. But there you go. Raisins. Raisins are not a nutrient. They're a flavor enhancer. If you don't have this in it, you'll know something's missing. So let me chop these up in half and I'll be right back. Okay, this is 1 ounce of chopped raisins. Like I said, it's not necessary, but it's going to give us a taste that if we didn't have it there, we're going to notice it is missing. So that's the reason why we're putting it in. Now, all right, goes directly in there. Okay, now we're going to put in the rest of our water. All right, putting this in. Now I could put in all the way to the top and know it's got 1 gallon, but I know it's just going to foam up, the foaming action of the yeast. So I'm going to take it to right there. That is only 2 ounces. I left 2 ounces. So instead of 98 ounces of water, I put in 96. Now I'm going to stir this up really good. Now, since I didn't really stir up the honey in here and all, I'm not going to get an accurate ABV, but I will get an ABV. And I'm thinking it's actually stirred up pretty good. There's no honey residue on the spoon. Must have did that right. We're going to take our graduated cylinder. This is a poor man's wine thief. Yes, otherwise known as a baser. No, I have never used this on turkey. It will never be used on turkey because it's only going to be used for making alcohol. Okay, before you put it down in there, you want to squeeze the bulb, take out the liquid, take the liquid over here and put it in. And we want to put just enough liquid to where this floats, but we can get a reading. It's almost there. Oop. Well, it's all right. It's beginning of fermentation. Just try not to do that when it gets a little higher. All right, so we got this floating. You can see it's floating in here. And we're going to take a reading. Now there's a lot of foam and such on here. I'm going to try to read it. All right, I do have a reading of 1.105. A little bit higher than I thought it would be, but it's going to be okay. So we're going to take this, and because it was sanitized, I could pour it right back in. All right. Now the only thing left that we have to do is put in our yeast. Now I am using Lalvin B71 or 71B. This is an excellent yeast. It can go up to 17 to 18%. I'm not expecting that with this. I'm looking at a 12 to 13%, but who knows? Now, a packet of yeast like this can do up to 5 pounds or 5 gallons. I'm only making a gallon or thereabouts. So I'm going to use a half packet. So here we go. And there you go, half packet. Still got enough in there to make another one. That's it. That's as far as I'm taking this mead. I'm going to stick this on, lid on. As you can see, I filled it up with sanitation fluid. Alright. And there's marks right here on the airlock that you'll see that tells you max. That's where you fill it up to. It's that simple. Now, I said the equipment I use cost $100. And I'm saying that to be on the high side, not to be telling you a number. I'll give you more definite numbers as we go along in the cost of everything. But I guarantee you, if I get 3 liters out of this, I've already paid for the equipment itself because of what I would have to spend in mead. The bottle that I had in my little skit at the beginning, that's $39.95 for 750 milliliters. So if I get just 1, I've already cut that cost by 1/3. If I get 2, I cut that cost by 2/3. If I get 3, I've already saved money over what I've spent. This is a way you can start enjoying things. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and take notes of what all I put in here, how much, what the ABV was, and write down, and I'm going to stick it on the lid. Every time I do something, I'm going to stick it on the lid. Write it down, put it on the lid. All right? That's so I can keep up with it, and if I like it, I can copy this over and over again. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take it and put it in a dark, warm spot. When I say warm, 70 to 75 degrees, all right, and dark. That way even artificial light can hurt it. Maybe for the first couple of days, I'm going to take it, I'm going to pick it up, and I'm just going to swirl it like this. Just swirl it, just a little bit, okay? That's going to keep everything from falling out of suspension. The live yeast will go to the bottom. I'm going to put it back up and just keep spinning it. I'll let this go until there's no activity inside the airlock. Until then, this is John from the Trucker's Kitchen. Be good, be safe, and I'll see you when I see you. Y'all, it has literally been only 35 minutes since we started this up, the mead. I've already got negative pressure here, positive pressure here. I've been watching bubbles go through. And it's just awesome. It's already starting to ferment. So 30 minutes after, I've already gotten fermentation started. This is a cheap, easy way to make this. I keep telling people that. But we'll be back in a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks. We're going to finish it up. Y'all have a great day.